Hello and welcome back to my money lessons. I am Dr. Charity of Wealth Vision. The prices of items we buy every day increase from time to time, and if your income remains the same, your purchasing power eventually gets eroded. Wouldn't it be nice to have an income stream that increases at a rate greater than inflation rate? One of such income streams is dividend income. So, if you are interested in investing in stocks or wondering how to invest, this income series number 4 discusses dividend income and the reasons why dividend income is one of the best passive income sources. It also discusses the strategies to successfully invest and maximize dividend income. So we are continuing our income series discussion, and our focus today will be on how to build a strong dividend income. But first, what is dividend income? So the moment you buy shares or stocks of a company, you become a part owner of the company and you're a shareholder of that company. So whenever the company makes profit, you get paid dividend out of the company's profit. So dividend is that money you get paid out of a company's profit as a shareholder. So the company can make this payment to you either as a cash dividend or a stock option. So they can pay you cash equivalent, just cash amount of the dividend due to you, or they give you the stock equivalent of that amount of dividend due to you. So most companies declare dividend on a yearly basis. Some declare dividend on quarterly basis. So depending on the company that you invest in, you should expect to receive dividend on yearly basis or quarterly basis when the company makes profit and they declare dividend. So why is dividend income one of the best income sources? First is passive income. So yes, passive income is huge, and I consider it one of the best ways to build wealth. So the moment you buy stocks or shares of the company, that's it. You do not have to do anything else. You can basically go to sleep and you receive dividend income once the company makes profit and they declare dividend. So you do not have to spend your time working. You do not have to do anything extra. Just buy the stock and the company makes profit, declare dividend, you get paid. So the second one is the dividend income does not fluctuate, rather it grows. So we all know the stock market, right? And the prices of stock go up and down depending on what the market is doing. So unlike the stock prices, dividend income does not fluctuate, it rather grows. Because as long as the company is making profit, as long as the company is growing, the dividend they pay out continuously grow. So another feature is that growth rate surpasses inflation rate. So inflation is huge, it is inevitable, right? So on year-to-year basis, prices of things we buy grow from time to time. They grow from year to year. They rise from year to year. So if you have $100, the item you normally buy for $100 today, next year might not be, you might not be able to buy that same item at $100. Maybe $102, $103, as the case may be, right? So prices of things grow every year from year to year. However, dividend income grows at a rate greater than inflation rate. So historically, it's known to have been growing at a rate that passes inflation rate. So what that means is dividend income is a way for you to protect your purchasing power. So assuming your income remains the same and prices of things keep growing every year, if your income does not increase, those things you are able to buy with the same income that you have, you will no longer be able to buy those items because they now cost more. So, but with dividend income that grows at a rate that surpasses inflation rate, that means with inflation, you still have extra amount of money. So it protects that your purchasing power. You are still able to buy those things that you normally would buy with your income, and you still have something more. So dividend income protects your purchasing power despite the inflation rate. So that's one of the huge things about dividend income. Smart investors, smart wealth builders use dividend income to protect their purchasing power. So again, it is passive income. The rate grows rather than fluctuates. The growth rate surpasses inflation rate, and it protects your purchasing power. Now, how can you build strong dividend income? First things first, you have to invest in the right company. Right? This is huge. It is the key to building wealth. It is the key to investing and building strong dividend income. You have to invest in the right company. How can you do that? First is, what does the company do? I'm a huge fan of investing in a company that deals with essential goods and services. Why? Because essential goods and services are those things that people cannot do without. So we all know how the market moves. The market goes up and down, right? So no matter where the market goes, no matter how the economy moves, people will still need essential services. Something like food, as an example. No matter how poor you are, no matter how the market moves, people are still gonna eat. You rather eat a little bit, but you still have to feed. So this is an example of essential goods and services. So the company that deals with essential goods and services continuously do well, because no matter how the market moves, they are still going to be in business. So number 2 is company that pays dividend. So this is very clear, right? For you to benefit from dividend income, the company must be paying dividends. So if you are looking for a company to buy its shares or stocks, make sure the company pays dividend. Research the company. The information is out there. So make sure the company pays dividend. So the third point is to make sure that the company dividends grow at about 7% to 15%. I know the question I might get is, how will you know that? So I made this slide to explain how to calculate a company's growth rate. So assuming you looked at the company some years back, say 5, 6, 7 years back, and you're able to find out the dividends they paid for those years, right? How can you calculate the growth rate? Here's the formula. So dividend at a particular time minus the dividend at a time prior to that divided by the dividend at the same time. So assuming you're looking at 2013 and they paid 0.80 cents as dividend. So your growth rate for 2013 will be this 80 cents minus the one, T minus 1, so the prior year to 2013, which is 2012. So 0.8 minus 0.5 divided by 0.75. So the 2012 is your base year. So this is how I worked it out. So 0.8 minus 0.75 divided by 0.75. That will give you growth rate of 6.67. The same thing with 2014. It is this minus this divided by this. That will give you this. The same thing with 2015, this minus this divided by this. So prior year is always your base year. You're dividing with the dividend paid at the prior year. You subtract the current minus the previous, divide by the previous. So that's how you calculate these growth rates. And then you get the average. Average is a sum of all this divided by the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sum of all this divided by 5 will give you the average. So this is the number, the average growth rate that you should watch out for. So invest in company whose growth rates, whose dividends grow at about 7% to 15%. So once you have invested in the right company, once you've checked all this and the company is right, you've bought their stocks, the other strategy is for you to reinvest your dividend. If you listen to my prior lessons, we talked greatly about the effect of compounding. So assuming the company pays you $1 per share and you have 100 shares, that means you get paid $100, right? Do not take that $100 and go spend. Put that $100 back. Some companies have what they call dividend reinvestment program, DRIP, right? But even if they don't and you receive that cash, use it and buy more stocks of the company. So you are investing your dividend instead of spending it. Use that in dividend, cash dividend they paid you to buy some more stocks of the company. So what happens is you keep increasing your ownership. You keep increasing what you own, your share of the company. So what happens is, I'm going to explain this and both of them like work together. So you have to continue to add to your investment. So even if you do not get paid dividend this quarter, you're assuming they pay yearly dividend, you can say every month you are going to put so amount of money into that company. Buy more shares. You can say 100 every month, I'm going to put $100 to this company, or say every month I'm going to buy 10 shares of this company. At the end of the year, you must have increased your ownership in the company plus the dividend that you reinvest. So what happens is whenever they pay dividend, you are getting a lot more dividend income, because dividend payment is based on the number of shares you own in the company. I'll give you an example. So if they declare $1 per share this year, somebody that has $100 shares will receive $100. Someone that owns 200 shares will receive $200, and someone that owns 1,000 shares will receive $1,000. So your ability to increase your ownership or the number of shares you have in company increases your dividend income, because the dividend is being paid based on the number of shares you have. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will give it a strong thought. If you are considering investing in stocks, it's a good way to build wealth. Dividend income is a good way to build wealth. So make sure these points are right and reinvest your dividends and continue to add to your investment. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in my next lesson.